Okay, we will solve this problem on internal combustion engine. We will solve this problem that is on internal combustion engine. Performance of an internal combustion engine in a test on 3-cylinder 4-stroke IC engine. Okay, I will write the given data first. Okay, in a test on 3-cylinder 4-stroke internal combustion engine with a bore diameter, means it is a 3-cylinder. Okay, what we will take the notation for the number of cylinders as K. K is equal to 3. Okay, and it is a 4-stroke. 4-stroke means what we have taken previously, that is N value, N for the stroke. We will calculate indicated power by using PM LA K divided by 60 into 1000. There N value we have taken number of explosion per cycle. Okay, number of explosion per cycle, it will be half of that of the number of revolutions. Therefore N will be equal to N by 2. Here capital this N is revolution per minute. Revolution per minute. Okay. Then they have given with the bore diameter, means it is D. Diameter of the bore is equal to 22 centimeter. I will convert it into meter. It is nothing but 22 centimeter is equal to 0.22 meter. 0.22 meter, and stroke length is equal to L. I will give it. It is 0.26 meter. Okay. The following observations were made for a period of 1 hour. Means time is for that engine is made to run for 1 hour. It will consume a fuel of 8 kg. It means mass flow rate of fuel will be equal to 8 divided by 60. 8 divided by 60, you will get in terms of 8 kg per hour. Means if you want to convert it in terms of kg per second, you have to calculate like 8 divided by 60 into 60. Okay, you have to calculate like that. Okay, mass is 8 kg per hour. 8 kg per hour. Okay, and calorific value of fuel, CV of fuel, CV is equal to 45,000 kilojoule per kg. Okay, RPM means for a 1 hour it will rotate for 12,000 RPM. Means for 1 hour the crankshaft rotates 12,000 revolutions. Okay, suppose if you want to calculate in terms of minute, it will be N will be equal to 12,000 divided by 60. You will get in terms of RPM. Okay, therefore it will be 200 RPM. 200 RPM. Okay. Mean effective pressure PM is equal to 6 bar. I will take 6 into 10 raised to 2 kilopascal. 6 into 10 raised to 2 kilopascal. Okay. And net load on the brake drum, it will be equal to 1.5 net load on the brake drum. That is W will be equal to will be equal to 1.5 kilowatt. Net load on the brake drum diameter, that is diameter of the brake drum. I will call it as diameter of the brake drum as 1.8 meter. Therefore, it will be 0.018 meter. 0.018 meter. And rope diameter, diameter of the rope is equal to 0.03 meter. Okay. And mass flow rate of cooling water, means it will be mass of water is nothing but mass flow rate is 550 kg per hour. If you want to convert it into kg per second, you have to divide it by 60. 60 into 60 or 3600. Okay. Therefore, it is kg per hour. Okay. Further, if needed, we will convert. Okay. Inlet temperature of water, I will call it as TW1. Inlet temperature of cooling water is equal to 30 degree. Exit temperature of cooling water is equal to inlet temperature of cooling water is 27 degree. 27 degree. Sorry. Exit temperature of cooling water is equal to TW2. I will call it as, it is equal to 55 degree. 55 degree. Okay. And air consumed is equal to mass of air is equal to 300 kg per hour. Okay. Ambient temperature is T infinity, I will call it as, or TA. Ambient temperature is equal to 30 degrees Celsius. That is the inlet temperature of air. Okay. CP for exhaust gases. CP for exhaust gases is 1.1 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. Okay. And you have to calculate indicated power, Bragg power. These are the things you have to calculate. Okay. Now these are the given data. Okay. I will rub this one so that I will get space. Okay. This is the problem which we are solving. Okay, here they have given heat balance it in terms of kg per minute. Therefore, that is important. What you have to, in which unit you have to draw the heat balance it, that you have to check it carefully. Okay. Now first one, case 1, what we have to calculate? We have to calculate IP, indicated power, is equal to PM. This we have discussed, mean effective pressure. L is the stroke length, A is the area of the bore, N is the number of explosion per minute, K is the constant, which is equal to, K is the number of cylinder, divided by 60 into 1000. Okay. Suppose, okay, that I will tell. Here in this, the unit K is equal to, as we know, 3, N is equal to N by 2. Okay, N is equal to N by 2. I will substitute here PM. If you substitute in kilopascal, no need to divide it by 1000. If you substitute PM in terms of pascal, you have to divide it by 1000. Again, the whatever the power you will get in terms of kilowatt. Okay. Therefore, I will substitute for easy for you. If you don't want to, I will substitute PM in pascal only. Okay. Suppose if I substitute PM in kilopascal, I will get directly indicated power in kilowatt. Okay. If I substitute PM in pascals, I have to divide it by 1000 to get indicated power in kilowatt. Okay. PM is equal to 6 into 10 raised to 5. Okay. L is 0.026. 0.26 meter. Okay. Area is equal to pi d square by 4. Pi into d square by 4. That is 0.22 square divided by 4. N is a constant. N is a constant. Here it is equal to 1 by 2. 1 by 2. Okay, N is equal to 1 by 2 divided by 60 into 1000. Okay. What happens? This 1 by 2, I will write 1 by 2 here. It will come in denominator. It is in the denominator of the numerator. Okay, K is equal to number of cylinders 3. Okay. If you calculate like this, you will get indicated power as 29.65 kilowatt. Okay, 29.65 kilowatt. Okay. This is indicated power. If you substitute all this, if you calculate, you will get indicated power as 29. Okay, now we will calculate second one, Bragg power. This is the indicated power. Now we will calculate Bragg power. Bragg power. We know Bragg power how to calculate. BP is equal to, Bragg power is equal to 2 pi Nt divided by 60 into 1000. Okay, here 2 pi, they have not given torque, N we know. Instead of torque, we know the how to calculate torque. Torque is nothing but force into distance. We will get torque. Okay. Okay. Therefore, T is equal to what? W minus S into R. R is the effective diameter of the brake drum. Effective diameter of the brake drum. Here R is equal to diameter of the brake drum plus diameter of the rope divided by 2. Okay, R is equal to. If you substitute here and if you calculate T, okay, okay, you calculate R initially, further you calculate T, you substitute them, and or I will directly write here 2 pi N, instead of T what I will write? W minus S into, instead of R I will write D plus diameter of brake drum into diameter of rope divided by 2. Okay, therefore this brake power will be equal to, like this you can calculate, 2 pi N is 200. Okay, W S they have not given, spring balance constant they have not given, weight on the spring balance they have not given, or spring balance reading it is called, they have not given. Okay, W effective is 1.5, effective load is 1.5 kilonewton they have given. Okay, therefore you have to write in Newton. Okay, 1.5 into 10 raised to 3 Newton. Okay, diameter of brake drum. Diameter of the brake drum is 0.018. Diameter of the rope is 0.03 divided by, okay, brake drum diameter, how much it is? Diameter of the brake drum, it is not 0.018, it is 1.8. It is 1.8. Therefore, sorry, it is 1.8 meter. Okay. Therefore, diameter of the brake drum is 1.8 divided by 2. If you calculate like this, you will get brake power as 28.75. 28.75. Okay, this is the second bit. We have calculated these two in terms of kilowatt. Now we have to calculate mechanical efficiency. It is simple. Mechanical efficiency is equal to BP divided by, mechanical efficiency is equal to BP divided by MF into CV. Okay. Mechanical efficiency equal to BP divided by MF, sorry, BP divided by IP into 100. BP divided by IP into 100. Okay. BP you know, IP you have calculated. If you substitute, this is 28.75 is BP. IP you have calculated as 29.65. If you calculate, you will get mechanical efficiency as 96.9 percentage. 96.9 percentage. Okay. These are the three things. Next, what they have asked to calculate? They have asked to find indicated thermal efficiency. Indicated thermal efficiency. Okay. Indicated thermal efficiency is equal to IP divided by MF into C. It gives this thermal efficiency. Mechanical efficiency gives the fraction of the indicated power that has been converted to brake power. Indicated thermal efficiency gives the fraction of the heat supplied that has been converted to indicated power. Therefore, indicated thermal efficiency is equal to, this is the third one. Okay, indicated thermal efficiency, ITH, we call it as indicated thermal efficiency. It is equal to IP divided by MF into CV. Okay, IP divided by indicated power divided by MF into CV. MF into CV. MF into CV gives you the heat supply. IP the indicated power. Okay. indicated power. Here MF unit should be in terms of kg per second, because indicated power is in terms of watt, therefore it is in terms of or kilowatt. Okay, therefore it is in joule per second, therefore MF should be in kg per second. Therefore IP you have to write it as whatever the IP you have calculated, it is 29.65. 29.65. Okay, divided by CV is 45,000. 45,000 into MF. This is MF is in kg per hour. Therefore, I will convert it into kg per second. Therefore, 8 divided by 3,600. Okay, it will become kg per second. That 3,600 is in the denominator of the denominator. Therefore, it will come in the numerator. Therefore, it will be like this. If you calculate indicated thermal efficiency like this, you will get indicated thermal efficiency as you have to multiply by 100 also. Okay, you have to multiply by 100, because to convert into 100 you will get it as 29.65%. 29.65%. Okay, this is IP. Now we have to draw heat balance sheet. Okay, heat balance sheet. Heat balance sheet, it includes what is the heat supplied, what are in the unit kg per minute. Okay, heat balance sheet means you have to calculate what is the heat supplied and what are the heat that has been converted to other form, that you have to calculate. Okay, heat supplied is equal to what? QS is the heat supplied. It is nothing but MF into CV. Okay, MF into CV. Okay, MF is 8 kg per hour. If you want to convert into kg per minute, 8 into 60 into CV is 45,000. Okay, you will get. Okay, it is kg per hour to kg per second. Now, therefore, you have to divide it by 60, not multiply. 8 divided by 60 into 45,000. 8 divided by 60 into 45,000. If you calculate MF, you will get it as Q heat supplied. You will get it as 6,000 kilojoules. 6,000 kilojoule per minute. Kilojoule per minute. Okay. Then this is the first bit. Okay. Second, you have to calculate for the heat balance sheet. Heat converted to BP, that we have already calculated. Heat absorbed by Bragg power, BP. Heat absorbed by Bragg power is equal to, we have calculated, but it is in terms of kilojoule per second. We have to convert it into kilojoule per minute. Kilojoule per minute. Okay, whatever we have calculated, it is 28.7 into 60. You will get in terms of kilojoule per minute. Okay, kilowatt is nothing but kilojoule per second. You will get 1724.7. 1724.7 kilojoule per minute. Because the unit of the heat supply, they have asked you to calculate in terms of kilojoule per minute. Therefore, you have to convert this BP also. Whatever it is 28.7 kilowatt. 28.7 kilowatt means it is kilojoule. 1 watt is nothing but 1 joule per second. It is in terms of kilojoule per second. You can convert it into kilojoule per minute. Okay. Next is heat taken away by cooling water jacket. Okay. Heat taken away by cooling water jacket. Okay. Heat taken away by cooling water. Okay. Cooling water is equal to mass of water into Cp of water into outlet temperature of water minus inlet temperature of water. Okay. Here mass of water, directly you should not take 550 for 1 hour. Mass of water should be in terms of kg per minute. It is kg per hour. Therefore, what I will do, 550 divided by 60. It will become kg per minute. Into Cp of water is 4.187. Okay. Outlet temperature of water is equal to 55 degree. 55 degree minus inlet temperature of water is 27 degree. 27 degree. If you calculate here, you will get heat taken away by the cooling water jacket as 1074.4 1074.4 kilojoule per minute. Okay. Now one more thing, we have to calculate heat taken away by the exhaust gases. Then we can draw heat balancing. We have calculated these: indicated power, mechanical efficiency, indicated thermal efficiency. Now we are doing fourth bit, that is heat balance sheet. Okay, heat balance sheet. Okay, now fourth bit is heat taken away by exhaust gases. Heat taken by exhaust gases. Exhaust gases. Okay, it is equal to mass of exhaust gases into specific heat of exhaust gases into outlet temperature of exhaust gas temperature. They have given exhaust gas temperature, it has been given in the problem. Okay, temperature of the exhaust gases is 310 degrees Celsius. Okay, I think I have not temperature of exhaust gases. It has been given in the problem 310 degrees Celsius. Okay, temperature of exhaust gases minus ambient temperature. Mass of exhaust gases. Mass of exhaust gases is nothing but mass of air plus mass of fuel. Okay, because in exhaust air plus fuel will be there. Okay, therefore mass of exhaust gases is equal to mass of air plus mass of fuel. Mass of air is how much? 3300. Mass of fuel is 8. Therefore it will be 308 kg per hour. But they have asked to calculate in terms of kg per second. Therefore you have to divide it by 60. You have to divide it by 60. Okay. Therefore it will be mass of exhaust gas will be 308 kg per divided by 60 kg per minute. Okay. Now I will substitute here. Mass of exhaust gas. Mass of exhaust gas I will substitute as 308 divided by 60. And specific heat is 1.1. It has been given here. Okay. And exhaust gas temperature is 310 minus ambient temperature. Ambient temperature is 30 degrees Celsius. If you calculate heat taken away, I will write it as QW. Okay, I will write it as Q exhaust gases. Okay, Q exhaust gases, you will get it as 1540 kg per minute or 1545 around, because it is 45 around this approximately, because in book they have done some something. They have not they have calculated, they have taken it as 300 only. Okay, but you should take it as 308. They have taken only mass of gases. It should be mass of gases plus mass of air. Mass of air plus mass of gas. Okay, now it is around this value. Okay, calculated kilojoule per minute. Now next bit we have to draw that heat balance sheet. Okay, heat balance sheet. We have calculated all things. One more thing, we have to calculate heat unaccounted. Heat unaccounted, because if we add these two, heat converted to BP, heat taken away by cooling water, heat from the taken away to the exhaust gases, this summation should be equal to, because balance it means whatever the heat input, that should be the output. Therefore we will write the fourth term, that is heat unaccounted. Heat unaccounted. Heat unaccounted, it is equal to heat supplied minus BP minus heat taken away from the cooling water jacket plus exhaust gases. Okay, if you calculate it, heat unaccounted, you will get it as around 1655. Okay, kilojoule per minute. Okay, now you have to draw heat balance sheet like this. This is input, heat added, heat added, heat supplied, in terms of kilojoule per minute. All units are in terms of kilojoule per minute. Unit also you have to write in terms of percentage. Second, heat output. Heat output are different terms. Heat input is heat supplied only. Heat supplied only one term is there, QS. QS it is equal to, actually I will make one more, this one more column I will make. Heat supplied is equal to QS, kilojoule per minute. This is in terms of percentage. Okay, then heat output. Okay, in kilojoule per minute in terms of percentage. Okay, heat supplied is, we have calculated 6,000. Okay, percentage it will be 100%. That is the only source. Okay, and heat output is first one BP. Heat taken away by BP is 1724.7. Okay, in terms of percentage, if you calculate 28 means percentage means this divided by this, you will get in terms of percentage into 100, 28.74. Okay, percentage. Okay, second, heat taken away by the cooling water jacket, 1074.2. Okay, 1074.2. It is 17.1%. 17 point something 191%. Okay, these values are approximate, exact value you have to calculate, but they will be around that only. Okay, heat taken away from the cooling exhaust gases is Q exhaust gases is equal to 1545. Okay, its percentage is around 26%, and heat unaccounted is 1655. Okay, its percentage is 27.68%. Okay, this chart you have to draw at the end. Below that you can add all whatever the input, it will be equal to output. That also you can add.